There are exactly 3 animated Christmas specials at the top of the animated Christmas special hierarchy. This one. This one.
A dentist.
And this one.
I'm not happy. Pantophobia. It's my fair share.
Dolly Madison.
After watching A Charlie Brown Christmas, you might be primed for more of that unique balance of joyful holiday celebration and deep personal melancholy. Well, with 50 years of comics, there was plenty more Christmas material to draw from, featuring all the familiar characters. Plus a few late period additions. And the dog that changed Charles Schulz's life. We're looking at Charlie Brown's Other Christmases in this installment of Peanuts in a Nutshell. So yeah, we're doing this because I'm back in Peanuts mode. Last time, I brought you all the times Peanuts cartoons broke their own rule against hearing adult voices.
Heavy rains have caused flash flooding in the backcountry.
The cheddar and pickle sandwiches are all the top O. What be your pleasure, mate?
The one I'm working on right now, it's all the times they broke the rule against showing adults. The real appeal of diving deep into Peanuts like this is all the stories I discover along the way, the people I learn about.
Much, if not all, of the really memorable animation of Snoopy in particular was done by an artist named Bill Littlejohn.
The people I get to meet.
They asked me to come in and read for Sally and Lucy.
I got to tell you about that time a Peanuts cartoon educated kids about cancer. We learned the inspiring story of Franklin's last name.
How would you feel if I gave him your last name? I'm still choking back tears. Yeah.
I can't wait for you to see what I've uncovered this time.
We love you, Chuck. We do?
And I'll be doing another Peanuts swag giveaway. I went overboard buying Peanuts stuff at an epic estate sale, and I want you to have the stuff I can't keep. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and please, bye Dolly Madison. Charles Schulz never seemed to run out of Christmas-themed material. Every winter brought new variations on familiar activities. Sledding, skating, snowball fights, making snowmen, writing letters to Santa. Not quite understanding how it all works. It's Christmastime Again, Charlie Brown debuted on VHS and aired on CBS in 1992.
Now get ready for an all-new Circus of the Stars and Sideshow starring Lonnie Anderson, Alan Thicke, and Designing Women's Meshack Taylor. Next.
Instead of an overarching plot, the special wove together Christmas-related vignettes from various years of the strip for each of the major characters. In my Holiday Moments I Love video, I showed you Sally's intense preparation for her big moment in the school Christmas pageant.
I'm going to be an angel. All I have to do is say, hark! Then Harold Angel starts to sing. Harold Angel? Hark! Hark! Hark!
I've always wondered how actors remember all those lines.
And on the night of the big show,
Hockey stick!
Hockey stick?
Snoopy becomes a street corner Santa.
If you're the real Santa, where are your helpers?
Peppermint Patty and Marcy attend a performance of The Messiah.
The most exciting part is when they get to the Hallelujah chorus and everyone stands. Standing is exciting?
And in the most significant story, Charlie Brown tries to raise the money to buy a present for Peggy Jean.
Those are the gloves I'd like to buy Peggy Jean for Christmas.
Where are you going to get $25? Are these all you have?
And if you don't know about Peggy Jean, that's a whole big thing that we'll be getting into in a future video.
Brownie Charles!
Peggy Jean!
Sadly, that was the last Peanuts special to air on CBS in Charles Schulz's lifetime. The next one was the infamous Yitz, which also debuted on VHS before becoming the only Peanuts special to air on NBC. The next few would go directly to VHS or DVD and skip broadcast entirely, until A Charlie Brown Valentine in 2002.
Where are you going, big brother?
Well, I finally got up the nerve to call that little red-haired girl, but I called Marcy by mistake and got a date with Peppermint Patty.
2002 also brought Charlie Brown's Christmas Tales, another anthology special. In that one, Snoopy once again plays Santa. But Rerun has a bone to pick.
My name is Rerun. What happened to all the things you were gonna bring me for Christmas last year? Kind of forgot, didn't you, huh? I don't suppose you'd care to explain, would you, huh?
And if you don't know about Rerun, or if you're a fan of Rerun, stick around. Sally experiences a Christmas miracle.
You weren't thinking of cutting that tree down, were you?
I don't know how to cut a tree down. What if it just falls down?
Ha! If it falls down, you can have it.
I'll take it.
Which leads to a Christmas war.
I want our tree back.
Get off our porch or I'll call the dog.
Charlie Brown makes a card for the little red-haired girl. Peggy Jean was out of the picture by then. Like I said, it's a whole big thing.
Merry Christmas? From your sweet baboo?
It's a family expression.
My favorite segment involves Linus and an underrated late-period character.
Today, my name is Jezebel.
Actually, it's Lydia. Lydia first appeared in 1986. And right from the beginning, she liked to mess with Linus.
This is my address. You can send my Christmas card there. One of your Christmas cards came back. It says no such address. It's the girl at school. Oh, she's going to drive me crazy.
And yet, all too relatably,
She fascinates me.
Charlie Brown's Christmas Tales has the distinction of being the shortest Peanuts TV special at 18 minutes. A brief history lesson. When A Charlie Brown Christmas premiered in 1965, a half-hour TV slot contained about 4 to 5 minutes of commercials. By the 90s, it was closer to 7 to 8 minutes of commercials, necessitating cuts to fit the time slot, which was not a popular practice. I don't know about you, but I find commercials incredibly intrusive. When ABC acquired the rights to A Charlie Brown Christmas in 2001, they ran it uncut in a 1-hour time slot. The complete special, with commercials, ran about 33 minutes, leaving them with time to fill. That year, they ran a short making-of special.
I said, I think I just sold A Charlie Brown Christmas. And he said, what is that? And I said, it's something that you and Bill and I have to cook up tomorrow.
The next day, animator Bill Melendez joined Lee and Sparky to create the show.
From then on, A Charlie Brown Christmas was paired with Charlie Brown's Christmas Tales. Though in 2010, that one had cuts made to make room for a Prep and Landing short.
This is so tinsel.
If I have a critique about these two specials, it's that they didn't really make an effort to hide that these are daily strips strung together. There's a lot of redundancy because in daily strips, you have to occasionally restate the premise.
All I have to do is say, hark! This is what I have to do in the Christmas play. When the sheep are through dancing, I come out and say, hark.
Fortunately, the next year they got much more ambitious with, I Want a Dog for Christmas, Charlie Brown. This one was unusual in a few ways. Unlike the other two Christmas specials, this one was a narrative special and was a full hour, or 41 minutes plus commercials. It was also unusual in that the focus was on the forgotten Van Pelt, Rerun.
The trouble with being a little kid is no one ever asks your opinion about anything.
Seriously, they straight up abandoned him that time they moved away. For years, Charles Schulz didn't seem to really know what to do with Rerun. He was born in 1972, but it wasn't until the 90s that he really started getting the spotlight. That's mainly because by then, Charles Schulz had a lot of grandchildren around to provide material. That was also when he had his beloved wire-haired terrier, Andy. More about Andy in a minute. Rerun has a lot going on. He's enjoying kindergarten until...
I'm tired of all this kindergarten stuff. Why don't we run away to Paris? Yes, sir, Mr. Principal. Harassment. And I got fired.
Suspended.
His mom regularly places him in, and I'm not exaggerating here, mortal danger.
Yesterday we only hit 4 parked cars.
See how she went through that hedge instead of the brick wall?
And he's constantly reminded of his family's dysfunction.
Some of the guys over at the playground were discussing Krabby's sisters. Guess what? I won.
Remember, Rerun, having an older sister is like having a compass to guide you through life.
Is that true? I'm not here.
How can I be expected to live in the same house with 2 brothers?
So, you can't blame the kid for being a little stressed.
Those bike rides always wipe me out. I've got to find some way to relax. Could you ask your dog to come out and play?
Snoopy and Rerun are an endearing pairing. After years of kids who act like tiny adults, a 5-year-old is perfectly equipped to relate to Snoopy on his level.
How do you do that?
But because Snoopy is basically chaotic evil...
Thank you for your offer to come out and play. We are busy at this time, however, and cannot accept your offer. Dogs have rejection slips.
So, with all that going on, one might easily forget that Christmas is coming.
Thank goodness Christmas vacation starts tomorrow.
And with Snoopy still leaving him on red, Rerun follows a familiar arc.
Gee, Mom! Dogs are so much fun. Can we please get one for Christmas? Why, Mom? There's only one thing left to do. It's time to see Santa Claus.
A big part of this special involves some of Snoopy's many siblings.
He has a sister, Belle, who lives in Kansas City.
We get appearances by Spike, who's basically homeless in the desert and talks to cacti. I mean, we all have that one relative, right? There's an appearance by Marbles. And Olaf and Andy. So let me tell you about Andy. In 1988, Charles Schulz adopted a wire-haired terrier named Andy. He'd had dogs all his life, but somehow he and Andy just clicked. They used to take naps together. I mean, look at that face. That is a good boy. And I just want to say, I can fully relate to adopting a shelter pet who becomes your best friend and takes naps with you. Da Vinci and I have had some epic naps. You could see the immediate effect Andy had on Charles Schulz in Charlie Brown's relationship with Snoopy. Andy the Beagle actually debuted in animation before joining the strip in 1994. He and Olaf became a comedy team, and the pair made regular appearances for the rest of the strip. And Snoopy's family is another subject that's in the works. I can't stress this enough. Bike and describe. You may have noticed that this is not the idyllic storybook Christmas season we saw in A Charlie Brown Christmas. This is the 2000s. It's gray and icy out. The kind of harsh Midwest winter that Charles Schulz no doubt lived through a lot of as a kid. I make it sound bleak because, well, peanuts can be bleak. This one is definitely tilted to the deep personal melancholy side.
Sometimes I lie awake at night and I ask, when will it all end?
Dolly Madison.
But there's also an unspoken thread that as Rerun tries to cultivate a relationship with Snoopy, he's actually building a relationship with Charlie Brown.
Why can't I have a normal dog like everyone else?
That's the Christmas magic at the center of this one. That what Rerun gets for Christmas is another older brother figure, free of the conflict that comes with being a Van Pelt. Because seriously.
Someone at school today asked me if I had an older brother who dragged a blanket around. Then someone said, but don't you have a weird older sister?
That relationship carried through to the next special, and the final special of the Bill Melendez era.
Hey, look! It's Charlie Brown, and he's got a bag of marbles.
One other special that's worth mentioning is She's a Good Skate, Charlie Brown. Quite a few of you mentioned how you like the cozy winter vibe, and I'm on record that it's one of my favorite specials. It's got beautiful skating animation, rotoscoped from Charles Schulz's daughter, Amy. Lots of Peppermint Patty and Marcy.
Maybe it'll look better after I get the sequins sewed on, sir.
And Peppermint Patty gets a win. You can watch this one anywhere from November to February. It's Peanuts comfort food.
Don't you have anything good to say? That's good, eh?
Each of these specials, including A Charlie Brown Christmas, is streaming on Apple TV+, as well as good old physical media. Nothing can touch A Charlie Brown Christmas, but the combination of the Christmastime setting, the music of Vince Guaraldi, and the emotional highs and lows of Peanuts is always satisfying to me.
Hi, we brought your tree back.
No, keep it. I was wrong. It's yours. I said if it fell over, it was yours. Keep it.
Really? Thank you. And Merry Christmas.
If you want still more Charlie Brown Christmases, Peanuts Motion Comics did a Christmas episode.
I should be inside, reading Gulliver's Travels and writing a book report. It's good for you to be outside, though. You need the fresh air. You're right, I do. Good old wishy-washy Charlie Brown.
And the 2014 Peanuts series did several.
For the round-headed kid, Merry Christmas. It would be nice to have a dog who remembered your name.
I haven't gotten into that one yet, but some interesting choices were made. Anyway, since both of those series were direct adaptations of the comics, there's some interesting overlap in the material.
Now I can buy those gloves for that girl I like.
Robbie Charles.
And if you still need more, it's all right here. So, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Don't forget to check out my other Christmas videos. I showed you some beautiful Rankin Bass homages.
Sad, quick Christmas song. Sad, quick Christmas snowman.
And some moments I loved in holiday specials.
I'm Olive. What's your name?
Martini.
And what better time of year to revisit the Star Wars holiday special?
We celebrate a day of peace.
I want to thank you all for another tinsel year of indulging my fixations. And special love to Chris and Angie, Shelswick and family, the Sally, the Good family, Dave, Carolyn, Amber and Ori at the Rickshaw, Marta, Zero, and all my Macoids. So Merry Christmas from me and Da Vinci. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the new year. And good old Charlie Brown?
Sometimes I lie awake at night, and I ask, when will it all end? Then a voice comes to me that says, right after the credits.
Hi, is Sally home? My name is Harold Angel.
Dolly Madison.